From the depths of radio nothingness comes Radio Nowhere. WJBD is proud to permit Radio Nowhere.
Come on, come on. Come on, you can do it. All right.
All right, we are back.
Are we back?
Are we?
Push the button, Steve.
There you go,
Oh,
Steve.
there we
Try
go.
it now.
Now, wait a minute.
Merry Christmas, Steve.
Yeah.
And we're back. It is Radio Nowhere with Matt Donahoe.
Matt Leibarger.
Chad Spray.
And Steve Stein.
And he's not here yet, but Matt Tackett is on his way, making it a complete Christmas special here tonight. And we're excited, aren't we, guys?
It's going to be an exciting show.
I mean, we got Christmas music. Let's talk about what we started off with. They Might Be Giants started things off with Santa's Beard from their album Lincoln from many, many years ago. And then, Funky, what was after that?
Then we heard Deer Tick, one of my favorite newer bands with Christmas All Summer Long. It's a new favorite of mine.
It's a Christmas spectacular.
That's right.
And we're playing all Christmas music. As always, we try to play the stuff that's a little offbeat or off the beaten path. And that's not the only reason we're excited, though. Chad, you're excited because we're playing Christmas music, right?
Yeah, I start collecting new Christmas music about mid-June, so yeah, this is my time of year for music. Bit of a Christmas song historian.
You say this time of year, so you're saying like the last half of the year.
Well, the
your time of
holidays.
year. Okay.
So-
Like from June to December is...
Pretty much year-round. I'm kind of like Santa in that aspect.
Chad, what'd you think of that Deer Tick song?
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be when I heard a clip.
What'd you think of the They Might Be Giants song?
Again, not as bad as when you first sampled it for me.
Well, we'll be sampling some of Chad's favorites later on, I'm sure.
We can critique those.
Also, just as importantly, we are here tonight to talk about the Rhodes Kids.
The Rhodes Kids.
And that classic song, Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music, which we heard a bit of at the beginning.
We got teased a little bit there.
And we played it the past couple of weeks, but we're going to talk tonight about just the history of the song and what it's meant to a lot of people. Just a timeless classic that so many people have enjoyed and so many people have performed over the years.
We're going to be getting calls, and we have got a couple interviews set up about the Rhodes Kids. You don't want to miss that.
No, and I've also seen a lot of top 10 Christmas songs going around on different social medias. I think it's pretty much a given that you don't see it on top 10s because it's pretty much just acknowledged there's that song and then the rest. So,
right.
I mean, I've seen a greatest Christmas hits and all 10 tracks were that same song.
Well, there you go. And
you can't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, and he's our Christmas song historian here.
That's
so
right.
He knows.
So, first things first.
Yeah.
Talking about being excited, we kind of had a letdown last week. We had a contest here with Radio Nowhere where you could sign up for our Christmas drawing at John's Biscuit Emporium. And we tried to contact the winner of our contest last week, and we were not able to. So we're going to attempt to again this week. We've kept the winner a secret all week so we can surprise him and let him know that he has won tickets to see the reunion of the Rhodes Kids.
So let's see if we can get a hold of him.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Yurts?
Who is this?
Hi, this is Radio Nowhere on WJBD. How are you, Mr. Yurts?
Who?
It's Radio Nowhere on WJBD. Mr. Yurts, how are you?
I was sleeping, man. What time is it?
It's just after midnight.
Yeah, it's 12:10.
Yes, and we first of all, we just wanted to thank you for registering for our contest.
At John's Biscuit Emporium.
Yes, great biscuits at John's Biscuit Emporium.
You're calling me at this time of night, and you could wake up my whole house. Everybody's asleep.
But, Mr. Yurts, we wanted to tell you you are the winner of our contest.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Well, it's like 12:20 in the morning, and you're calling to tell me that I won some concert? I mean,
That's right.
Well, you know,
Aren't you excited?
Not really. No.
It's not just any concert.
But, sir, you've won tickets to see the reunion show of the Rhodes Kids on their Christmas reunion tour.
I don't. Say that again.
You have won our contest. You have won tickets to see the Christmas reunion tour of the Rhodes Kids.
You say the Rhodes Kids?
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah.
Well, they broke up like years ago.
No, this is their reunion tour. They have gotten back together, and they're doing a holiday spectacular.
Are you sure?
National tour, yes,
And
sir.
we are the only station with tickets.
And you're saying I won these tickets?
Yes, sir.
Really?
This is
Yes.
not a joke. Turn on your radio right now. You are live on the air.
Okay, hang on. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Everybody wake up! I want tickets to the Rhodes Kids! We're going to go see the kids! Woo! Yeah! Woo! This is awesome! This is almost the best night of my life!
I'm sorry. What, Mr. Yurts, you said it was almost the best night of your life?
Yeah!
Okay, well, what could we possibly do to make it the best night of your life?
Oh, my gosh. If you could play the Knight Rider Christmas song, woo! Yeah! That'd be great.
Oh, yeah, you bet. We're back on Radio Nowhere. Chad, tell us who that was.
That was Billy Mack from the classic Christmas film Love Actually, performing Christmases All Around.
Before that, we heard the Knight Rider Christmas rap, and we couldn't even find who that was by. Steve, did you find out who that was by?
I did not. I was unable to come up with that
That
one.
will require
Good song,
further
though.
research.
Yeah.
So what we're basically telling you, our last two songs, we've got an unknown and a fictional character singing Christmas music for you. Happy holidays.
We are talking about the greatest Christmas song of all time, right, Steve?
Oh, completely.
The Rhodes Kids.
Absolutely.
And we are going to be talking to a couple people. In fact, we're trying to get someone on our phone right now, but we've got testimonials, and we're going to have some people call in, talk about their memories of the Rhodes Kids. And here's this.
I listen to the Rhodes Kids because, well, I like the certain beat to it. I like the tune that the song has and the words. I just think it's a lot of fun. So it's a song that, like, it's music that my whole family, when their music comes on, we all join in and sing. I don't always understand what they're saying. Just that it's a lot of repetitive. Like, it's just like this. To me, it's like the same thing they're saying over and over and over again. Although I know it's something different, but it sounds to me like they're just repeating like the same stuff. And I'm like, what did they just say? Like a million times? Yeah, that's what they said. Probably was this last summer. And, yeah, in a concert, outdoor concert. Just me and my teenage daughter and her best friend. They love the show because they were able to actually go up behind the performer and, yeah, touch him on stage. So they were very excited about that.
And everyone should be excited about that. Now, that was our longtime listener, Jane, sharing her memories about the Rhodes Kids Christmas. And we thank Jane for
Her feelings.
her feelings about
Heartfelt testimony.
Yeah, and we've got more of those coming up during the course of the hour.
It's Christmas. I haven't missed it, have I? No, Ebenezer, you haven't.
Matt Tackett joins us in the studio, along with me, Matt Donahoe, Chad Spray, Matt Leibarger, and Steve Stein. We are here. We're talking about the Rhodes Kids, and actually on the phone right now, I have Professor Gordon McGinty, and he is a music historian. Professor McGinty, are you there? Hello, Professor McGinty. Tell you what, let's,
Good job.
we will, yeah, Steve, you should have set that up better. Let's try calling him back. We are going to see if Steve can sort some things out for us. Meanwhile, we are going to get back into our awesome Christmas spectacular, and this is one of my all-time favorites from the album Christmas in the Stars. That's right, it's a Star Wars Christmas album. It's called What Can You Get a Wookiee for Christmas When He Already Owns a Comb. It's here on Radio Nowhere on WJBD.
Let me see. We have a scarf.
Off the Star Wars Christmas album, What Can You Get a Wookiee for Christmas When He Already Owns a Comb? Trivia, Steve, Chad, Tackett, Funky, any of you, answer this question. Which rock star performed under his real name on this album?
Rick Springfield.
No, and this came out in 1980.
So that was no.
That's a no.
The Boss.
His band is named after his last name.
Jay Giles Band?
Nope.
John Bon Jovi.
Yes.
Ooh.
John Bon Jovi.
Well, he does kind of look like a Wookiee.
But it is spelled Bongovi.
Interesting.
So, yeah, John Bon Jovi on the Star Wars Christmas
There's something to
album.
be proud of.
Little bit of trivia. We now have had an unknown song and 2 fictional lead singers of our music so far.
Name another radio show that has had Star Wars droids singing on their show. Name one.
None off the top of my head.
Exactly.
Hey, I think I got our phone problem fixed, too. by the way.
Good. About time, Steve. It's Christmas miracle. Professor McGinty, we are calling Professor Gordon McGinty. Are you there, sir?
Yes, hello.
Hello, Professor McGinty. I apologize earlier. Steve, our producer, did something with the phones, but we've got everything on now. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on the show.
And can I just say a Merry Christmas in advance to you?
And same to you.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us on our Christmas show where we are talking basically all about the Rhodes Kids and, of course, their big hit, Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music, as the greatest Christmas song of all time.
Oh, yes, without a doubt. It has a long and a rich history, some parts of which many people don't know about.
Really? Like, what's something that people may not know about this song? Like, we've played it a lot on our show, of course, as the classic it is, but give us just a little tidbit of information that we may not know about this.
Well, first of all, just some background on the song. It has its origins as one of the child ballads that they call them. They were compiled by Francis Child in the 19th century. Those are some traditional English and Scottish ballads that he compiled a list of. And the origins of Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music came from one of those ballads.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that's a song from the 19th century?
Yes, and it didn't enter the American music vernacular until the 20th century.
Can I ask, what would it have been called originally? I mean, rock and roll didn't obviously originate until 20th century, so what would maybe the original lyrics have been like?
I could not come across the name. Most of the child ballads are listed by number. It's like child ballad
like Shakespeare's
13.
sonnets.
Yes, similar to that.
Okay.
So it became popular in the United States in the 1950s. The Anthology of American Folk Music, released by Folkway Records, had a version performed by the Reverend F.W. McGee. That brought it to the attention of people like Pete Seeger, Bob Dylan, the Carter family, and they began performing it in their live performances.
That's interesting because our Christmas historian, Chad Spray, was just saying something about having, I think, is it the Pete Seeger version you have of this?
I actually have both the Pete Seeger and the Bob Dylan versions.
Oh, okay.
And, of course, the duet they did.
Okay. I'm sorry, Professor McGinty. We have our own resident historian here, so...
By this point, when it was being performed, it was known as Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music.
Right.
It, at one point, was in an early draft of The Sound of Music.
Really?
I want the copy of that one.
They instead went with Edelweiss instead of Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music. And actually, what many people also don't know is prior to its incarnation as a child ballad, the lyrics are actually based on a couplet from Dante's Inferno.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And finally, just one of the things I think is most fascinating is Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music is the most widely covered holiday song in American history.
Can you give some examples?
Actually in the world.
Yeah, I have to concur. I believe 19 or 21 songs, it's like the number one requested song each year.
And Steve, you had a question?
Yeah, I mean, can you give us some examples of who has covered it?
I certainly can. If you've got a few minutes, it's just such a wide variety of artists. So I've got a brief list of just some of the artists that show the breadth of artistry that has covered this milestone of a song. Pat Boone,
Okay.
Devo. Many people remember Susan Boyle's performance from a few years ago, a tearful rendition. The Three Tenors.
Yeah.
Black Flag. Robert Downey Jr. does a 7-minute version, and I hate to say so, but it's pretty poor.
Well, I mean, they can't all be home runs, right?
Sarah McLachlan, Kyle MacLachlan, the actor,
Harold Faltermeyer.
Would that have been an instrumental version? Then?
Yes, and actually, on the same topic, the Ventures, of course, did it as part of their Christmas album.
Okay.
Whitesnake.
Now, Doctor, not to jump in, correct me if I'm wrong, but what were your thoughts when Whitesnake performed a 3-hour concert and did nothing but that song for 3 hours? Thoughts?
I myself am not a huge Whitesnake fan, but I thought that was amazing and groundbreaking.
Good to know.
Who else? Go ahead with your list.
The Knack, Pete Rose.
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again?
The Knack?
No. After that.
Pete Rose.
The all-time baseball hits leader.
Yes, Charlie Hustle did a cover version of Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music. That's correct.
And? How was it?
Passable. It's just another example of the variety of people who have really taken this song and it's just become a part of them, and they've chosen to perform it. Stone Temple Pilots, Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop, Color Me Bad, John Goober Melonhead.
I'm sorry. Wait, who?
John Goober Melonhead. It's kind of a country punk band from the early 80s.
It's a country punk band called John Goober Melonhead?
Yes.
Huh.
Doctor, on Sesame Street, I believe the amazing Mumford and the Rhodes Kids were going to perform it, but some kind of legal issues came up. Have you seen the outtakes from that?
No, I have not. I heard it existed, and I kind of as a hobby, I kind of collect all of the versions of this song, and I'm not able to obtain that, no.
How many versions would you say exist?
I own well over 700 versions. I've got a few more. I really want to round out this list.
Obviously, the Rhodes Kids would be like the best, but who would you say probably does like the second best performance of it?
Jimmy Buffett does a very good version.
Okay.
And U2.
U2 does a version
yes,
of it.
Funkadelic. I enjoy their version quite a bit. Roger Miller does a whistling version of it. Roger Waters.
From Pink Floyd?
Yes. Kenny Rogers.
Okay.
Rodgers and Hammerstein, as I mentioned earlier, tried to include it in Sound of Music. Of course, Weird Al Yankovic did the Santa Loves Polka music.
Right. I'm big Weird Al fans. I like that one.
Bjork and Bon Jovi.
Together?
Yes.
So Bjork and Bon Jovi did a duet of Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music?
Yes. It was one they initially did in a live performance, and then they did a studio version as well.
Where'd they do the live performance?
That was at Madison Square Garden.
For what event?
It was a Bon Jovi performance, and Bjork came on stage and joined him for that song.
Was it on a Christmas tour, or...?
No, actually, they did it in the middle of the summer, which is kind of odd, but also quite a nice surprise. And, of course, many people know Snoop Dogg's version as well.
I'm unfamiliar with that one.
It's quite a treat.
Why? Why would you say that?
Well, it's one of the few rap versions besides Sugar Hill Gang of St. Louis rock and roll music.
Besides the Rhodes Kids version, what is the most widely played version?
Probably the Sarah McLachlan version. It's a touching, down-tempo, heartfelt version.
You know, Sarah McLachlan does all those, what is it,
PCA,
the animal ads. True or false, they were going to use her version of Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music for those ads, but then couldn't get the rights?
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
Okay, well.
Speaking of not getting the rights, is it true that I've read that Edie Brickell tried to perform it and the Rhodes Kids actually denied her the rights? Have you heard anything about that?
I think it was a combination of that and Paul Simon wouldn't let her.
Oh, okay.
Really? Did Paul Simon ever cover this?
No, but Art Garfunkel did.
How is it?
It's ranked slightly below the Pete Rose version.
And that makes it good?
Fair to middling.
Okay, so what other kind of trivia can you offer us about this classic Christmas song?
That's just about it. I just wanted to give you just a small sample of the many hundreds of versions of the song that are out there. You can visit my website, which is gordonmcginty.com.
Okay.
And I've got links where you can stream many of the versions.
Is it true that Lindsey Buckingham's Holiday Road was actually somewhat the idea was kind of conceived by this song?
No, that's an urban legend.
Oh.
And true or false, there was actually a cousin of the Rhodes Kids who was fired before that album came out.
Yes, actually, yes, there was.
Okay, do you know anything about him?
No, he left the group before the album was released. And I know he's still performing to some capacity, but no, other than that, I'm not sure.
Okay, I mean, did he have any hits of his own that you know of?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And was it Russell? Is that right?
Russell Rhodes, yes.
Okay.
Where's the whereabouts of the Rhodes kids now?
Yeah, what are the Rhodes kids up to?
You know what? They were based out of Texas, I believe, and I don't know that I know several of them are still in Texas, but several of the rest of them have moved to other parts of the country and taken up other ways of life.
Great. Well, Professor Gordon McGinty, I want to thank you for being on our Christmas show, the Radio Nowhere Rhodes Kids Spectacular.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
If you could get in touch with us and get us some copies of some of those you were talking about. I know Steve's a big Whitesnake fan and would like the...
Yeah, that'd be cool.
If you could help us out. But thank you, Professor McGinty.
Thank you again.
Okay. Professor Gordon McGinty, music historian, checking in with everything. And that guy, Chad, no offense, you know a lot about Christmas music, but that guy...
He is the
He's on
foremost
top of it.
authority on the greatest Christmas song or song of all time.
Yeah, you're right. He is on top of it. Steve, speaking of being on top of things, can you get on top of the weather here for us? See that? I segued there for you.
Yeah, that's great. Still no intro, though?
I was going to say it was better than an intro.
That was
a segue.
Yeah.
Is that wind?
Steve Light Weather with Steve Stein.
Wow, that's something.
Go.
Tonight, 40% chance of rain with a low of 35. Sunday,
Come on,
chance
Steve.
of flurries,
Be
high of
professional.
38. Sunday nights,
What's the matter
slight
with you?
chance of snow, with 20% chance, low of 22 degrees, so it's going to get cooler. Monday, mostly sunny with a high of 26.
What about Christmas?
Yeah, thank you. It's our Christmas show, and he's like, and let's
And
just
Monday?
get on.
Looking ahead towards Christmas, it looks like on Christmas Day it's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 36.
Any
Okay.
chance
It looks
of
like
snow?
it is not going to be a white Christmas unless
Aw.
something changes. Sunday night is our only chance of snow, and it's just a 20% chance.
That's too bad.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got more great Christmas music now. It's The Killers. What's the name of this one, Chad?
The Cowboys Christmas Ball.
It's on Radio Nowhere and WJBD. Radio Nowhere on WJBD, and that's The Killers. And what is it, Cowboy Christmas? Is that the name
Cowboy
of it?
Christmas Ball.
Cowboy Christmas Ball. Well, we are having a ball up here. Yeah, I'm rolling with the segues tonight. We've got lots of stuff to talk about the Rhodes kids. I know since we talked to Professor McGinty, we've been getting a flood of calls and testimonials. We've got, I think, Vincent. Are you on the phone? Hello.
Yeah, I used to go by Vincent.
What do you go by now?
For reasons I'll get into, I had to change my name from Vincent, so I now go by Victor.
So you went from Vincent to Victor?
Yes.
Okay. What do you have to tell us about the Rhodes kids?
Okay, first of all, I may have to cut out at some point. As you know, their management group or the people that funded them were kind of a shady. I've had to disappear, but just talking about these kids brings tears to my eyes.
Why is that, Vincent?
Because I was working in an after-hours club out in Vegas, and I see these group of these 10-year-olds, couldn't be older than 10, coming in, and I heard them perform, and it was like the voice of angels. And I just became enthralled with the group. I believe it was little Johnny. I have his face tattooed on my torso.
You're a fan, Vincent, or Victor?
Victor.
How big of a tattoo is this?
It covers my 7'1" frame.
You are 7 foot tall?
Yes, which I kind of stick out, so I had to abandon my former way of life. Those kids kind of made me want to do other things.
Quick question about the tattoo, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So you're 7'1", and it covers the entire frame, so it's safe to say that this tattoo is larger than life.
So,
I mean, literally.
Yes.
So where are you now, or can you not tell us?
I would rather not disclose that as
Okay, can you tell us what's going on while you're on the run?
their former management, as you know, kind of we'll say some shady dealings. I may or may not have, I guess, what's called dropped a dime on my former employers.
And that means what?
I may have given the Federal Bureau of Investigation some information to put certain families behind bars, and relatives of those families are not happy. They're not all nice families like the Rhodes kids.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so I'm trying to process this here a little bit. So your name's Vincent now?
No, it was Vincent. I go by Victor.
Okay, and you go by Victor. So Hopefully they changed your last name a little bit better than that. I mean, Victor to Vincent or Vincent to Victor, not much of a jump. But what are your memories of the Rhodes Kids? What else besides the huge tattoo on your
torso?
Torso, yes.
What were the kids like?
Most of them were well-behaved, perfect little angels. One of them, and I don't remember if it was Teddy. He had a weird ritual before he would go on. He would dress up like an altar boy and cry before each performance. I have no idea what that's all about. But other than that, they were all perfect angels, well-behaved, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, when spoken to, except for that Teddy. He was kind of the bad egg of the bunch.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you know anything about Russell Rhodes, the cousin?
No, but a quick story. I was working in my former way of life, and I was about to, I guess you'd say, take care of a problem for the boss. I approached a man in an after-hours club, and wouldn't you know it, I heard the song, the Christmas song, come on, and it so overwhelmed me that I spared that man. And until I had to move, we had become best friends. We would go on the road and watch these little angels, and then stuff went down, and I've never seen him since.
So you were actually kind of mobbed up yourself, is what you're saying.
We don't like to use that term.
And when you say you're going to take care of someone, and then the Christmas song came on, so it's kind of like a Christmas miracle?
That's what it was. They are little angels.
Okay. You ever contact any of them now?
I've got a restraining order from several of them, so that kind of prohibits that.
Okay. Well,
sir, your story it just makes my heart swell.
Thank you. And I am hearing some weird noises coming outside, and I'm going to hate to cut and run, but I need to go check on something.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for taking my calls. Merry Christmas to you all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
That was touching.
It was something.
Part of it, anyway.
Yeah, and there were parts.
Maybe the rest of it not so much.
And other people have seen the Rhodes Kids perform, and we've actually got a testimonial about that as well.
Oh, I got to say, my favorite band, without a doubt, has to be the Rhodes Kids. Those guys are they're on a whole different level of any other kind of act I think that's on the circuit right now. They're pretty intense. Just the rawness of it. They take no prisoners, and I can applaud that. They just love to go out there and melt faces, and I'm still recovering from the last show that I went to that where I saw the Rhodes Kids. They just blew my mind. They were insane. I just think their disregard for anything but trying to please the fans. These guys, that's all they care about out there. They love to please the fans. They're out there for them. They're not out there to try to sell CDs or sell records or anything like that. They're just out there to please the fans, and I think that's what speaks to me more than anything is that they don't care about making money. They just want to go out there and play music.
Bing Crosby on Radio Nowhere. The song is Christmas in Killarney. Just a quick context for that song. I don't know if you guys have ever had this experience or not. I heard that song about a week ago in the grocery store, of all places, and I'd completely forgotten about it. I think the last time I heard it was maybe when I was 5 years old, and it's one of those things you hear and you kind of flash back to being a kid, and I had to track a copy of it down. It
was very
immediately.
festive.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about it. Apparently, my parents had that on 8-track when I was a kid, so
Hey,
I'd just forgotten about it.
Not to break in, but we have a phone call that we really need to take.
Okay. Thanks, Steve, for fixing my headphones, by the way. I couldn't hear half of the show, but I can hear now. I'm happy.
Good deal.
Anyway, do we know who it is?
It has to do
Chad,
with...
Matt, anyone?
It has to do with the Rhodes Kids.
Okay. Let's just go to the phones.
Great.
Good morning, caller. You're on Radio Nowhere, WJBD. Who's this?
What's up, Radio Nowhere?
How are you?
I'm doing great, especially because I keep hearing my name on your program. I'm not hearing it. I've just heard that my name is being mentioned on your program.
And who is this?
This is Russell Rhodes.
Russell Rhodes from the Rhodes Kids?
The Russell Rhodes?
The Russell Rhodes.
Oh, man, that's such
awesome.
an honor.
That's amazing.
So what's up?
Not much. We're just talking about how the album that you did in your younger days that had the song Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music. I mean, it is probably the best Christmas song that has ever come across the entire history of music.
I don't want to speak for the rest of the guys here, but the influence it's had on me is incalculable.
Oh, completely. I have to agree with you there.
Well, I didn't sing on that, right?
Oh, really?
No, but it was my idea because they were trying to come up with all these tracks for Christmas stuff. Of course, this is back when we were kids. This is back in the 70s, and we were talking about, what kind of Christmas song can we have? What kind of Christmas song can we have? And I said, we need something. It's like, Santa loves milk and cookies. Santa loves reindeer. Santa loves elves. And I just said, Santa loves rock and roll music. And everyone just looked at me amazed, and they're like, "That's it, Russell. That's it."
So if I may ask, why didn't you sing on it?
There was a lot of family infighting and struggling, and didn't get along with some of the other, some of my. I'm the cousin to that family. We didn't get along. They kind of refer to me as the black sheep of the family. So they took my name of the song, the idea for the song. Look, I have to say, even though it's kind of bittersweet for me, they turned it into the greatest Christmas song of all time. I love hearing it, but I moved on. It's all right. I've got plenty of other things that happened with me. I mean, I kind of hit it big in my own way.
How's that?
You're telling me you don't know about Russell Rhodes?
Not off the top of my head.
Maybe some of our listeners don't know either. So, Russell, if you could give us a rundown for those of us listening who may not know.
Well, okay, obviously, Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music was a big hit, and we had kind of this big falling out, over, since it was my idea. So I got permission to kind of do my own version of it, and so I was performing that. I basically went solo. I was the solo Rhodes kid.
What did you perform under? Just Russell Rhodes?
Russell Rhodes, that's right, Russell Rhodes.
We heard about a lot of the cover versions of Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music earlier. You just did your own cover version of it?
Yeah, I did. And see, you have to remember then, I was a child performer for a while, and then I kind of got out of it, and then went to college, dropped out of college, kind of meandered about for a while, and then got back into the scene. And I have been on the scene ever since the late 70s, early 80s with some rockin' hits.
Can you name us a few?
Well, okay. Well, first of all, there's Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music.
Right. Excellent song.
And then there's my version, Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music, the Russell Rhodes version.
Okay.
And then, of course, the sequel, Santa Still Loves Rock and Roll Music. There's Santa Loves Rock and Roll Remix. And then once the 90s rolled around, I did Santa Loves Rock and Rap Music, Santa Loves Country and Western Music.
I sense a little bit of a theme there.
Well, I had some other great ones, too, like, there was Santa Loves Thanksgiving.
I mean, I could see how Santa would love Thanksgiving.
Oh, he does, because, he's a big, jolly guy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the segue into his time of year, too.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that one was a big hit. I did Santa Loves Easter.
I assume you also did Santa Loves St. Patrick's Day.
No, come on. I'm not going to pander here. I did Santa Loves Trees, though, for Arbor Day. Santa Loves Soldiers for 4th of July. The sequel, Santa Still Loves Thanksgiving. That was another big one for me. I mean, I had a whole and this whole thing you can get on my album called Holiday Roads.
Could you sing us a few bars of Santa Still Loves Thanksgiving?
Santa Still Loves Thanksgiving or Santa Loves Thanksgiving?
Still Love.
Santa still loves Thanksgiving, eating up the turkey and gravy. Santa still loves Thanksgiving, passed out on the couch, time for a nap. Yeah. And, it's better with the instrumentation and stuff.
Real quick, and I hate to even go there, but could you sing us the original Santa Loves Thanksgiving?
Sure. Santa loves Thanksgiving, eating up the turkey and gravy. And it sounds better with, again, the
music.
Yeah, with the music instrumentation. I've got the gospel choir with me, and it sounds better with all that in it.
It's probably tricky to hold the phone and play guitar at the same time.
Well, it is, and plus I don't play guitar. So.
Oh, it's Kaleidoscope?
No, I had a band with me. I'm vocals and songwriter.
Can you sing us a quick tune from anything that doesn't have Santa in the title?
Well, I mean, we could talk about the cover album I did.
What was that?
Oh, that was called King of the Rhodes. And that's, of course, Rhodes, like my name.
Right.
Yeah.
We did Thunder Roads. We did The Long and Winding Roads. Every Day is Winding Roads, Where the Roads Have No Name. That's a U2 song.
It's a little bit of a stretch.
What's that?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
No, it was great. And hey, it's not just my music I was famous for. I mean, I've had a lot of Hollywood interaction as well.
Oh, do tell.
Such as?
I go down in history as the only person ever to be forcibly removed from the set of the Barbara Mandrell show.
Really? How'd that pan out for you?
Well, that wasn't I mean, it wasn't my finest hour, and I was trying to ask out one of the Mandrell sisters, and I was trying to do it on air to make it like a thing, and it was like, hey, do the Mandrells love Russell Rhodes? And I tried to do it. That one never aired.
But Barbara, I mean, what a stateswoman.
I'm sorry?
Barbara Mandrell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Russell, I got to ask, are you any relations to the wrestler Dusty Rhodes?
No, but for a while when wrestling was big in the 80s, I did his theme song. When wrestlers come out.
Yeah, what was that called?
Well, he ended up not using it, but I would still play it when I was watching him on TV. But I'm getting so mad because I'm like, this would be perfect.
What was it called? Was it Santa Loves Wrestling?
Yes! Have you heard it?
Well, the funny thing is, I was actually cheating, and I was looking on the internet. I did a quick Google search on you.
You're not supposed to do that.
I know. Well, see, I've missed a few weeks. I didn't know if that was still the rule.
Kind of impressed it was on the internet, to be honest with you.
Well, it was on a tripod page.
Well, tell you what, if you are looking things up, it would really do my heart good if you could play my new single.
Oh, what's that?
Look that up. It's Santa Loves Russell Rhodes Music.
Let's see. I'm getting like Google says, did you mean Santa loves rock and roll music? I'm afraid. Let me try something else here. No. Russell Rhodes sings Santa loves rock and roll music.
Yeah, you know what? I tell you what.
Actually, quick question.
Hit me.
And I'm sorry, we've talked about this earlier, and I apologize. We're running over on time already. But I just want to ask you, with the Rhodes Kids reunion tour that's going on for the holidays, have they been in contact with you? Do you have any
tickets? I mean, that's really what we're asking. Do you have any more tickets you could get us?
No, we aren't on speaking terms currently. But, see, I still think they're upset the time I showed up at Christmas uninvited, unannounced, and they weren't real happy about it. I brought my band with me, and it was during Christmas dinner, and they did not want to hear me perform. They did not want me there.
Does your band have a name, or is it?
The Russell Rhodes Band.
Okay.
Sometimes the Rockin' Rhodes Band. When we're playing, the South, it's the Dusty Rhodes Band, not to be confused with the wrestler. But anyway, I don't know. My aunt was pretty ticked that I showed up with 25 people unannounced on Christmas and expected them to be fed.
Your band has 25 people in it?
Well, yes. There's the gospel choir, the lead guitar, bass, drums, tambourine, xylophone, the other guitar player, the other drummer. We've got the other backup singers, not to be confused with the gospel choir. But yeah, we've got a lot of people in the band.
Do you still have the theremin player?
No.
Oh.
So if you can't do that for me, can you at least, I guess in my heart, try to help me reconcile a little bit and play the original version that I inspired of Santa Loves Rock and Roll Music by the Rhodes Kids?
We would love to.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
WJBD Salem Centralia.
This has been an I Love Raisins production.